Hello. I'm here to make a really quick video for those of you who are interested in taking your practice up a notch into some pretty challenging arm and core work. And this is not for everybody, so please, please, please know your own edges, know your own limits. But those of you who have been itching for something that you can do at home that is just a little bit more challenging, this is it. So I'm going to show you the preparatory shape or pose for handstand. Now there are ways to do handstand against a wall, and if you're interested in doing that, I can show you that with a partner. It's not great to do by yourself at first. It's helpful to have somebody there. But what we're going to do is use a prop. In this case, I'm going to use the bench, but you can certainly use your couch. You can use a chair that has 0 wheels on it, just a 4-footed chair, and I would push it up against a wall so that it's not going to slide. Trying to think of something else. You could use a park bench. You can use this when you're here if you come to the studio, but something, even maybe the top of your bed, that might be a little high, but something that is elevated, you know, maybe the height of your thighs or so. And eventually you'll begin to build up the strength in your core and your arms that when you do come to the wall, that you'll feel more comfortable. So the other thing is, if you're interested in extending this into headstand or forearm stand, the same tool can be used, the same technique, I should say, can be used for forearm stand or for headstand. And sometimes if you have limitations in your shoulders or if you have limitations in your wrists, learning it, doing the headstand or doing the forearm stand, forearm balance, can be even more comfortable than doing it on your hands. So I will demonstrate all 3 of those here today. And again, I'm just going to re-emphasize that if you have any concerns about A, being upside down, B, having weight on your shoulders, if you have any sort of really high or low blood pressure, or you have concerns about dizziness or pressure in the eyes, such as glaucoma, really advised to not do this. Okay. But it's still fun to watch, and if you're out there and you're going to give it a shot, then I fully support you. If you have any questions, come find me. Alright, so let's just jump into it. I'm going to back myself up, and you're going to find again a bench or a chair that's grounded up against the wall, so it's not going to slide at all. Okay, and I'm going to demonstrate this first with the hands, and then I'll demonstrate it with the forearms, and then I'll demonstrate it with the head. Alright, so what we're doing first is we're placing the point of contact onto the floor. Okay, and it's important to remember that when you engage with your shoulders here, that we don't end up with our shoulders deactivated or sort of in our ears, but the whole time you're going to be pushing down. Does that make sense? And you can use this even if you're just doing basic hands and knees. You want to be making sure that you're not sinking, but rather you're pushing down. Okay. So as I push down into the floor, I'm going to take my feet up onto my object. In this case, it's my bench. And I'm going to lift myself up into this kind of bear position. Now this right now is pretty awkward, but what we're going to do is aim to get our bottoms up over the top of our head. Now it's going to feel like you're going to go over backwards, but if you do this in front of a mirror, for example, you'll see that your bottom can actually go quite high before you're at any risk of going over backwards. Okay, so right now I'm just practicing straightening my legs and lifting my bottom up. What you don't want to do is come into a plank position like that, unless you really want to work on your planks. In fact, you want to lift your bottom up. Okay, sometimes people have their hands too far out in this exercise, and this is quite challenging. This is not going to help you. Okay, walk your hands in so that the distance between your hands and your feet is about the length of your legs. Good. All right. Now, I'm going to show you this with the forearms and again with the head on the floor. And in all of these, you have the option of lifting a leg, which I will show you once I get into forearm stand. So, same rule applies. I'm about the distance away from my object as my leg length is. And you might have to play with that. Do not set yourself up too far away. You'll be miserable. So hands are in here. As awkward as it is, get your feet up and practice lifting your bottom into the sky. Okay? Pushing down into your forearms. You're building huge strength right now in the upper body. If you sink and you let your head drop, you're going to only add a little bit more discomfort, so push down. All right, good. That's forearm stand. And then the next option is headstand. All right, it's the same rule here. When I'm doing my headstand, and you might want to do this in class with me first or one-on-one, you're creating a triangle shape and a little scoop or nest between your hands. Okay, I'm putting the back of my head into that so that the crown of my head touches, but the work is still going to be in my forearms. Bottom comes up, feet comes up, feet come up, right? So you can go in and out of this by using your knees. Right. And it takes quite a bit of the work, believe it or not, out of the posture so you can focus on getting your hips back. Because the number one problem, the number one symptom is that people want to end up in a plank instead of that sort of 90-degree shape. And you want your hips right over the top of your shoulders. Last thing you can do, last little trick if you will, once you're in, let's go back to handstand again. Once you have your hips over the top of your shoulders in the L shape, you can practice lifting and lowering your legs. All right? You don't want to be doing this as much in this position. This is not comfortable. See how my head is out in front of my arms? You want your head, your ears to be between your arms anytime you're in this shape. Okay? Whew. So, that is guaranteed. That is guaranteed to make you work. Don't jump right into that first thing in the morning. Maybe warm up a little bit. Do some shoulder rolls. Do some planks. Do some things to warm yourself up. Then give it a try. Again, if you want to try it with me, one-on-one, or you feel a little bit more secure with a little bit of spotting, I'm here for you. Take care. Keep practicing. Keep breathing. And I'll see you soon.